Hey y'all, welcome to Back Porch Cooking and Reminiscing. I'm Roger. I'm glad to have y'all here with us today. Today we're going to be doing a recipe for something that I have loved for years and years and years. Probably all the way back into my teenage years. And that recipe is Cajun Dirty Rice. And if y'all have watched some of my videos before, especially the dirty spaghetti, dirty cabbage and sausage. You've probably heard me talk about how Popeyes always had the best dirty rice. Well, I'm trying to recreate Popeyes dirty rice. Now, I may not get it exactly right, but we're going to be using the back porch cooking dirty seasoning, and I'll leave y'all the recipe for that. So y'all sit back, relax, get you something cold to drink, and we're going to get ready to start making this dirty rice.
That rocker keeps a gentle sway to wash the hurry of the day. Mason jar is sweating cold, a story that my grandma told. Pinto pot is on the simmer, that skillet cornbread is a winner, and the sun is dipping low and gold.
Now, the first thing we got to do our dirty rice is to cook our rice. So we're going to take 2 cups of chicken broth, and we're going to use 1 cup of long grain rice. And we got our 2 cups of chicken broth in there, and we're going to go with our 1 cup of long grain rice. And we're going to bring that to a boil. And after we bring it to a boil, we're going to cut it down on low, put a lid on it, and let it cook until it's nice and fluffy. So we've got our chicken broth, and our rice has come to a good boil. So now we're going to put it on low and just let it sit for about 15 to 20 minutes and with a lid on it. So there's our lid, and we're going to go to low. So I moved our rice over to the other eye so we could do our burger. And so what we got is a pound of burger here, and we're just going to brown that burger, and then we're going to remove it from this pot, and then we're going to start making or sauteing our vegetables and all the other goodies that go in here. So our hamburger is done, and like I said, we were going to remove it from the pot, but we want to let all that juice stay in there. So we're using a slotted spoon to do this. We've got our hamburger out, and so now it's time to cook our chicken livers. And now I've took these chicken livers and I have just mutilated them here, and so we're just going to pour them in with these pan drippings from the burger, and we're going to use a wooden spoon and break them up even more. Now, a lot of people do put the gizzards in there too, but I just am not a huge fan of gizzards, so I'm not going to put gizzards in mine. But we're just going to cook this probably about 4 or 5 minutes. And just use your spoon to break down if you didn't get a good chop on it. You can put it in the food processor and kind of puree it a little bit. That's fine if you want to do it that way. But so we're going to get these cooked, and then we're going to add our holy trinity to it. So we got our chicken livers cooked, and this is what they're going to look like. And now we are ready to add our celery, peppers, and onions. And I've got them all in a bowl here. We're just going to dump everything in. That's about 1 large onion, around a full bell pepper, and then about 2 stalks of celery. But y'all know I'm going to leave you the recipe in the directions or in the description, so I always say that. But anyway, we're going to leave them in there. All right, and we're going to let our vegetables cook down here. and get good and tender, translucent. And then we'll be ready to add our rice and our burger back into it. So we're just going to let that cook. Our holy trinity is cooked down and everything's good and soft. So now we're going to add our minced garlic into it. And it calls for 3 cloves of garlic, but I'm going to use the already minced garlic. So we're going to do about 3 teaspoons. 1, 2, and 3. All right, now we're going to just let that cook for 30-40 seconds till we start smelling that garlic. So I'm starting to smell that garlic, and now we're going to add our hamburger back in. Now some people do sausage too, and you can do the ground pork, or you can do sausage if that's what you want. But that's not something we ever put in ours. So we're just going with our hamburger. Alright, we're going to stir that all around. Let that burger heat back up and get some flavor from those onion, celery, and bell peppers and the garlic. It is smelling good. All right, as this is heating up, we're going to take a bay leaf and we're going to throw us some bay leaf in there too. And you got to remember to take the bay leaf out though. So we're just going to let this cook for a few minutes and get the hamburger heated back up, and then we'll get ready to put our rice in. So that's had a minute to heat up, so now it's time to add our dirty seasoning to it. We're going to start out with about a tablespoon of our dirty seasoning, and then we'll see if we need any more. Tell you what, let's go ahead and go with about a tablespoon and a half to start with. And then we're going to just stir that all in. That's going to really get things smelling good. And if we need to, we can add some more dirty seasoning to it once we get it done. We're going to let those spices meld in with everything else. And I think we're ready to go with our rice into this. So we're just going to get it up there. And we're going to just spoon it in. Then give it a stir and get everything incorporated in, the rice and the meat and all the vegetables. We're going to cut it down on about a 2.5. And we're just going to let all that simmer in together. We're just going to let that simmer for about probably 5 minutes. So our dirty rice is ready, and it looks and smells delicious. And I did go ahead and add all of our seasoning, dirty seasoning into it. And then I also added about another teaspoon of Tony Chachere's Cajun spice, and just a little bit of salt. So I'll make those adjustments in the recipe for this because it looks like that every recipe is going to be a little bit different on the seasonings that we have to use for anything that's dirty. So it's time to give this a taste and see how it is. So there's our bowl of dirty rice. It looks great, smells great, and obviously, y'all know I've already tasted it a little bit just to make sure it had the right seasonings and everything in it. So I know it's good already. But I'm gonna go ahead and taste it on camera for you. Now, I will tell you this, that this has got just a minimum amount of heat to it. So if you like yours really hot, you're going to want to add more of the Cajun, or not the Cajun, but the cayenne pepper, and maybe some more of the Cajun seasoning too. So, like I say, for us, it's perfect. But for those of you who like it hot, then you're going to have to add a little more to it. All right, so let's get our bowl over here and let's get us a bite of it and see how it tastes. pretty good stuff. May not be Popeyes, but it's pretty good. Like, you want it hotter? Add you some more hot spice to it. But I love it this way. I mean, we've made it several times. I've always enjoyed eating it. Um, Sometimes it's hard to get that spice just right because a lot of it depends on your rice and what kind of rice you're using and everything. So I say you may have to play around with the spices a little bit, but once you get them right, you're gonna love it. So guys, make it for your family, share it with your friends. Be sure to hit that subscribe, like, comment button, and hit that bell so you get notifications. And leave us a comment. Don't just hit the button, but leave us a comment and let us know what you think about dirty rice. And now I know that probably a lot of you make it totally different from what I did. And that's okay because there's so many different ways you can make it. You know, try this recipe. Maybe something you like. So, guys, appreciate y'all being here with us. And y'all have a great day. And we'll see you soon.